She. Usually, when I try to light a stove, it stutters, coughs, and then hurries back to its cold sleep. Not this one, though. She responds beautifully to my efforts to ignite her. I seem to have an inbuilt understanding of what she needs. 1.5 firelighters covered in ripped cardboard and a precise amount of kindling. Then, knowing when to add the bigger pieces of wood, when to close the lower door to stop the air from fanning her flames too furiously, and finally, knowing when it's time to push in the small, unexpectedly light upper flap on the back of her neck. Feels like I'm tucking her label in. After that, all I need to do is listen out for her crackles and spits, her mutters and tuts. As she grows quieter, I know that she needs something, and so I bring her more wood. She was made by a company called Smith and Wellsted Limited in Bonnybridge. The company started in 1854, so she could be anything up to 171 years old. She's an ironing stove, which you can tell by the ridges surrounding her body, where the flat irons were placed to be heated and kept hot. The irons were also known as sad, meaning solid, or smoothing irons. There are a few old irons sitting on her upper ridge now. They look like she's wearing rustic earrings or hefty hair clasps, or perhaps they represent her ears. Imagine what she must have heard over her lifetime. Imagine what she must have seen from that one eye that stares knowingly from her uppermost door. It must have been a big house that she was originally made for. She could heat many irons with those 4 ridges. The laundry room would have been a busy and harsh environment to work in. Freezing and heavy water would need carrying from the nearest water source. The ironing stove and the copper boilers to heat the water would need continual feeding with wood from the woodshed. Laundry pails were pounded for at least 30 minutes with wooden washing dollies to agitate dirt away from the lord and lady's silks, cottons and linens. Carbolic soap, washboards and mangles would scrape at the exhausted laundry maid's rough young skin, and they would always need to remember to use a cloth to pick up a hot iron from the stove. She resonates with sights and sounds from the woman's world in that laundry room. Tears and wisps of laughter have caught in the fabric of her cast iron. She crackles occasional apologies for inadvertently burning hands of those too tired to remember to use their iron cloth. She radiates recollections of how her heat would soothe broken hearts or abused bodies and minds that sat close by to ease their wounds. Her rusty tears and flaking skin reflect all she has absorbed over the years. I sense that she is in the middle age era of her life. Her central door is the entrance to her belly. It bears a recent brass repair, which brings to mind the golden joinery of Japan, kintsugi, where powdered gold is mixed with a lacquer used to repair broken ceramics. The philosophy behind this ancient technique is to embrace imperfection and cherish the beauty of things that were broken and are now mended. It provides a perfect metaphor for resilience and acceptance. Things that I now try to embrace as a middle-aged woman. Perhaps herein lies my click with this beautiful old stove. She lives now in her final resting place, much like an overworked old horse who, by some miracle, has found sanctuary in a loving forever home. She stands in pride of place in an old cottage on the faraway hillside. Her mantelpiece is framed by a time-honoured stone wall and windows that look out across the forever glen. I sit, gazing at her of an evening, and imagine her picking up her petticoats and dancing a gay polka around the room, delighted with where she has landed in life. As the cold of night begins to beckon, Her belly cradles a glowing, molten mass of reds, whites and yellows. She simmers her final breaths for the day, sucking a nightcap from the wood pieces I've cut from flattened whiskey barrels outside. Fading sparks tumble unceremoniously through the grate to a welcoming pile of ash below. Perhaps it feels like a feather mattress, akin to those of the great house from where she once came.